Secret Invasion. It's one of Marvel's most paranoia-fueled crossover events, written by Brian Michael Bendis with art by Lionel Francis Yu. It revolves around the revelation that the shape-shifting Skrulls have infiltrated Earth for years, replacing key superheroes, political figures, and even citizens in preparation for a full-scale invasion. So the Skrulls, an alien race known for their ability to change their appearance, have secretly replaced some of Earth's most powerful heroes over time. Their plan, called the Secret Invasion, is a culmination of decades of preparation, allowing them to launch a near-flawless coup against Earth's defenders. The Skrulls' belief in their divine right to conquer Earth fuels their strategy, making them more than just an invading force, as they see themselves as liberators, reclaiming a promised land. The paranoia spreads quickly as the heroes realize that they can't trust each other. No one knows who is real and who is a Skrull, and this uncertainty leads to fractures within the superhero community. The event kicks off when a Skrull posing as Elektra is killed, revealing their invasion plan to Earth's heroes. Some other reveals include Jessica Drew aka Spider-Woman is actually the Skrull Queen Varanke, orchestrating the invasion, and also Henry Pym aka Ant-Man is revealed as a Skrull, destabilizing the scientific community. But contingency plans ensure that even if Skrulls are exposed, their forces are strong enough to carry out the invasion. Also, a crashed Skrull ship is discovered in the Savage Land, filled with heroes who claim to be the real versions of characters that have been on Earth for years, and this leads to a brutal clash between the two groups, as no one can be certain which side is genuine. And as the invasion reaches full scale, Skrulls openly attack New York City and other key locations, taking down S.H.I.E.L.D. and destabilizing global governments. The Skrulls use Super Skrulls, warriors who have multiple superhero abilities, making them nearly unstoppable. And Nick Fury, who had been operating in the shadows since Secret War, returns with a team of young heroes called the Secret Warriors. And not just that, but they even use Stark technology against Earth, leading many to suspect Iron Man himself is one of them. Stark is unable to access key defenses, making him appear incompetent and fueling distrust among the heroes. And Earth's remaining heroes, led by Nick Fury, Thor and the Avengers, mount a final stand against the Skrulls in New York Central Park. Norman Osborn, who leads the Thunderbolts, delivers a decisive blow by publicly killing the Skrull Queen, solidifying his rise to power. Unlike other invasions, this isn't just an attack, it's a complete takeover. Governments fall, superheroes are compromised, and S.H.I.E.L.D. dismantled. The public's loss of faith in Iron Man leaves a power vacuum that allows Norman Osborn to rise, seizing control after executing the Skrull Queen on live television, which sets the stage for Dark Reign. This event had a lasting impact on the Marvel Universe, like I mentioned, the fall of S.H.I.E.L.D., which led to the rise of Hammer under Norman Osborn's control, and this storyline serves as an inspiration for some MCU projects, including Captain Marvel and the Secret Invasion Disney Plus series, but we don't talk about that. The Onslaught Saga. The storyline introduces Onslaught, a psychic hybrid of Magneto's and Professor X's worst attributes, written by Scott Lobdell, Mark Waid, and Jeff Loeb, and featuring art from Andy and Adam Kubert and others, and running across multiple titles in 1996. This event pushes the X-Men, the Avengers, Fantastic Four, and even the Hulk to their limits, culminating in one of the most dramatic sacrifices in Marvel history. The origins of Onslaught can be traced back to X-Men 25 in 1993, when Professor Charles Xavier mind-waps Magneto after he violently rips the adamantium from Wolverine's skeleton. This act inadvertently implants a fragment of Magneto's darkest thoughts into Xavier's subconscious, and over time this darkness festers and grows into Onslaught. Onslaught rejects both Xavier's dream of coexistence and Magneto's philosophy of mutant dominance, instead believing that humans and mutants must be ruled through fear and force. As he emerges, he sets into motion a devastating plan to reshape the world under his rule. Anyway, Xavier is absorbed into Onslaught, leaving no trace of his original self, and reveals himself after mentally manipulating Nate Gray and Franklin Richards, two of the most powerful mutants in existence. And his immense psionic powers allows him to override even the strongest telepaths. So he declares war on humanity, unleashing an electromagnetic pulse that shuts down technology worldwide, causing chaos. He creates an army of Sentinels programmed to hunt down both mutants and humans. The Avengers, Fantastic Four, and X-Men unite to fight Onslaught, realizing that even their combined strength is not enough. The Hulk and Thor land devastating blows against him, but he only grows stronger, evolving into an even more monstrous form. In his final form, Onslaught becomes a pure energy being, making him nearly invulnerable to physical attacks. He prepares to reshape reality itself, intending to create a world where he is the absolute ruler. With no other options, the Avengers, Fantastic Four, and other non-mutant heroes sacrifice themselves by leaping into Onslaught's energy form, effectively dispersing him. The mutants cannot join as their genetic material would only make Onslaught stronger, and as a result, Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, the Fantastic Four, and others are seemingly killed, leading to their temporary removal from the Marvel Universe. But the sacrificed heroes are secretly transported to an alternate universe, leading to the Heroes Reborn storyline, where they are rebuilt from scratch in a separate continuity. The X-Men and remaining heroes mourn the loss of their allies, believing them to be gone forever. The Onslaught storyline marked the temporary exit of the Avengers and Fantastic Four, leaving Marvel's superhero landscape dominated by the X-Men. Onslaught is a massive, emotional and tragic Marvel event that explores the consequences of power, ideology and betrayal, and the idea that the world's most powerful telepath can be corrupted by his own ideals makes for an intense and thought-provoking narrative. That's why it remains one of Marvel's most intense and unforgettable crossovers, proving that sometimes the greatest threats come from within. Annihilation. This crossover event takes place outside Earth's usual conflicts and follows the Annihilation Wave, an all-consuming force led by Annihilus, the ruler of the Negative Zone. Written by Keith Giffen, with art by Andrea DeVito and others, this event is a brutal, large-scale war epic that pits Marvel cosmic heroes against a seemingly unstoppable enemy, elevating characters like Nova, Silver Surfer, Drax and Thanos to new levels of importance. So the Annihilation Wave, commanded by Annihilus, bursts out of the Negative Zone and begins annihilating entire galaxies, leaving billions dead. The wave cheers through the Nova Corps, obliterating Xandar and leaving only Nova as the last survivor. As Annihilus pushes forward, the cosmic balance of power is shattered, forcing various factions, including the Kree, Skrulls, and remnants of the Nova Corps, to either unite or be wiped out. The conflict escalates as Galactus, Thanos, and the Silver Surfer become entangled in the war, leading to one of the most intense battles in Marvel history. So, after the Annihilation Wave destroys Xandar, Nova absorbs the entire Nova Force, becoming Nova Prime, one of the most powerful beings in the universe. Then a group of survivors band together, including Nova, Drax seeking vengeance against Thanos, Silver Surfer reclaiming his power to combat Annihilus, Ronan the Accuser fighting for Kree survival, and Super Skrull. This coalition led by Nova becomes the universe's last hope against Annihilus. And Thanos initially aligns with Annihilus, seeing him as a necessary force of destruction. Annihilus captures Galactus and the Silver Surfer, intending to weaponize Galactus as a cosmic bomb, capable of destroying all life in the universe. Then Thanos betrays Annihilus after realizing his insanity, but is killed by Drax the Destroyer, fulfilling Drax's long-standing mission. With the war nearing end, Nova and Annihilus engage in a brutal one-on-one fight, and despite Annihilus being physically superior, Nova uses his tactical mind and draw power to kill him, and the remaining Annihilation Wave forces are eradicated, but at an immense cost. The war is relentlessly violent, with no safe havens. Even powerful figures like Galactus and Thanos are outmatched. Annihilation reshaped Marvel's cosmic universe. It redefined Nova, Silver Surfer, and Drax, elevating them from background characters to A-list cosmic warriors. And the success of Annihilation and its sequel, Annihilation Conquest, led to the formation of the modern Guardians of the Galaxy team, inspiring the MCU's version. And this storyline set the gold standard for cosmic wars, influencing later stories like Infinity, War of Kings, and Empire. And with no Avengers or X-Men involved, the story feels fresh and unpredictable, and free from overused tropes, with stellar writing, brutal action, and lasting consequences, and that's why it remains one of the best Marvel crossover events in Marvel history, but still a bit underrated. Avengers vs X-Men. As the title suggests, this event pits two of the most iconic superhero teams against each other. It's written by Brian Michael Bendis, Jason Aaron, Ed Brubaker, Matt Fraction, and Jonathan Hickman, with art by John Romita Jr., Olivier Coipel, and Adam Kubert. At the center of the conflict is the Phoenix Force and Hope Summers, the first mutant born after the decimation, believed to be the Phoenix's destined host. So the Phoenix Force is returning to Earth. The Avengers, led by Captain America and Iron Man, believes the Phoenix is a threat that must be stopped at all costs, while the X-Men, led by Cyclops, believe that the Phoenix is coming to save mutant kind, especially Hope Summers, who they see as the mutant messiah. This ideological divide quickly escalates into an all-out war, with heroes forced to pick sides. The Avengers launch an invasion of Utopia, the X-Men's island nation, to capture Hope. A massive battle erupts, forcing Hope to flee. As the two teams chase her across the globe, the Phoenix arrives and the situation spirals out of control. Instead of bonding with Hope, the Phoenix Force is divided divided among 5 X-Men: Cyclops, Emma Frost, Namor, Colossus, and Magik. The Phoenix Five reshaped the world, ending wars, solving energy crisis, and enforcing peace through fear. However, absolute power corrupts them, leading to internal conflicts and violent confrontations with the Avengers. One of the most destructive moments occurs when Namor attacks Wakanda, nearly destroying it in an act of war. This action enraged the Avenger, further escalating the conflict. One by one, the Phoenix Five fall until only Cyclops and Emma Frost remain. Cyclops, overwhelmed by power, absorbs Emma's portion of the Phoenix Force and transforms into Dark Phoenix. He murders Professor X, an unthinkable act that marks his full descent into villainy. In the final battle, Hope Summers, with the help of Scarlet Witch, channels the Phoenix Force and removes it from Cyclops, using it to reignite the mutant gene across the world. Mutants once nearly extinct begin reappearing, fulfilling Hope's role as the mutant messiah. Unlike traditional Marvel events, the villains aren't clear-cut. Both the Avengers and X-Men believe they are doing what's right, making the war deeply personal, and after his actions, Cyclops is branded as a fugitive and extremist, leading to his more militant approach in later X-Men stories. The Phoenix power is used to restore the mutant population, ending the effects of House of M, and Wakanda never forgives Namor for his attack, creating deep political tensions in future stories. And these stories saw the breakup of the X-Men. The mutant community is fractured, with some siding with Cyclops' vision and others opposing his methods. So this wasn't just a normal event, it was a blockbuster-level Marvel event. Secret Wars 2015. Unlike the original Secret Wars, which focus on a grand battle between heroes and villains, the 2015 version is a multiversal apocalypse that reshapes Marvel's entire continuity. It is a story of cosmic destruction, survival, and the ultimate power struggle, driven by Doctor Doom's godlike ambition. Written by Jonathan Hickman with art by Esad Ribic, the story begins with the collapse of the multiverse, a result of ongoing incursions, events where parallel Earths collide, leading to the destruction of both universes. These incursions first introduced in Hickman's Avengers and New Avengers run, and have led to an inevitable final collision between Earth 616, the main Marvel universe, and Earth 1610, the Ultimate Universe, the last two realities left standing. Despite the efforts of the Avengers, the Illuminati, and Reed Richards, the multiverse ends, leaving behind nothing but a void. However, from the ashes, a new world is created, Battleworld. A patchwork planet ruled by God Emperor Doom, a being who has stolen the power of the Beyonders and reshaped reality in his own image. So how did that happen? When the multiverse is destroyed, Doctor Doom steals the omnipotent power of the Beyonders, who had been manipulating universal destruction. With this power, Doom creates Battleworld, a planet composed of different fragments of alternate realities, each ruled by a Baron who serves Doom. Battleworld here is divided into different domains, each representing an alternate Marvel reality. There's Latverian, the capital where Doom rules with an iron fist, the King of Manhattan, a mix of 616 and the Ultimate Universe, the Shield, a massive wall protecting the world from the zombie hordes, Ultron legions and Annihilation Wave, the Bar Sinister, ruled by Mr. Sinister, and the Thor Corps, an army of Thors, serve as Doom's enforcers, keeping order across Battleworld. Doctor Strange, now Doom's second-in-command, secretly saves survivors from Earth 616, including Reed Richards, Black Panther, and Spider-Man, preserving hope for rebellion. And he knows that Doom's power is stolen and that he is not a true god. When the surviving heroes confront Doom, it becomes a battle of ideologies. Doom rules through fear, but Reed Richards believes in hope and rebuilding. And in the final showdown, Reed proved that Doom has always been afraid of being unworthy. And Doom admits that he has always known Reed Richards would be the better leader, exposing his deep insecurities. So Richard, with the help of Molecule Man, takes Doom's stolen power and restores the multiverse. Yes, Reed literally rebuilds reality, ushering in the all-new, all-different Marvel universe. And Doom is stripped of his godhood, but instead of being destroyed, Reed gives him what he always wanted, a chance to be a hero. The Marvel universe is reborn, but some parts of Battleworld, such as Miles Morales' reality, survive, leading to permanent changes in continuity. After the event, Reed Richards and the Fantastic Four disappear from mainstream comics for years as Reed focuses on rebuilding the multiverse, and Miles Morales becomes part of the main Marvel universe, merging elements of the Ultimate Universe into 616, and Doctor Doom is redeemed, no longer scarred, and embracing a heroic path in infamous Iron Man. And Marvel's continuity resets subtly, streamlining its history without erasing key past events. King in Black. Written by Donny Cates with art by Ryan Stegman, it is one of Marvel's most terrifying and visually stunning crossover events, serving as the climax of Cates' Venom saga. And this event brings Null, the god of symbiotes, to Earth in an all-out invasion of darkness. For years, Eddie Brock, aka Venom, has uncovered horrifying truths about the origins of symbiotes and their connections to Null. Null is the creator of the Klyntar, the symbiotes, and has existed since before the birth of the universe, wielding dark power that even Celestials fear. Now Null and his symbiote army have arrived on Earth, and as the sky turns black, dragons made of living darkness descend upon the world, consuming everything in their path. With Eddie Brock powerless against Null, the fate of Earth rests in the hands of the Avengers, the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, and some other unexpected allies. But can they stop a god who predates light itself? So Null sends an army of symbiote dragons to cover the planet in darkness, like I mentioned. Even Earth's most powerful heroes, including Thor, Doctor Strange, and the Avengers, are instantly overwhelmed and infected by Null's symbiote army. Eddie here fights to protect his son, Dylan Brock, who possesses an unknown power linked to Null. And in a tragic moment, Eddie is thrown off a skyscraper by Null himself, falling to his death, as his symbiote is ripped from him. In this event, Null captures and corrupts the Celestials, using them as his personal enforcers. Thor, Hulk, and Storm attempt to stop him but are quickly subdued or infected by Null's symbiotes. Silver Surfer, one of Marvel's most powerful cosmic beings, also struggle to hold back the tide. Dylan is revealed to have a unique power that can destroy symbiotes and weaken Null. He becomes Earth's last hope, but is hunted by Null's forces. Then Eddie's soul transcends death and bonds with the Enigma Force, the source of the Uni-Power. He returns as Venom infused with cosmic power, now wielding the God of Light, the natural opposite of Null's darkness. Eddie's transformation turns him into a near-omnipotent warrior, capable of challenging Null directly. And in a stunning climax, Eddie Brock, as the God of Light, battles Null across Earth and the cosmos. He rips the symbiote out of Null, throwing him into the sun, ending the darkness and restoring balance. And the symbiote army collapses, and Earth is finally free from Null's reign of terror. Eddie Brock is no longer just a street-level anti-hero, he is now a cosmic protector, and Dylan becomes a major player in Marvel's future, carrying on Venom's legacy in the Venom series. And while defeated, Null's presence in the universe is still felt, with new threats emerging from his darkness. The King in Black is Marvel's ultimate symbiote story, and with Null as one of Marvel's most terrifying villains and Eddie Brock rising to godhood, the story redefines what Venom is capable of, turning him from an anti-hero into a universal protector. Fear itself. The event focuses on the rise of the Serpent, a forgotten Asgardian god of fear who predates Odin, who unleashes terror across the world by corrupting some of Earth's strongest heroes and villains, turning them into unstoppable avatars of destruction. This event is written by Matt Fraction, with art by Stuart Immonen. The story begins when the Serpent, who is revealed to be Odin's brother, imprisoned long ago for being too dangerous. With his return, he sends 7 enchanted hammers to Earth, similar to Thor's Mjolnir, which corrupt those who wield them and transform them into his monstrous generals, known as the Warti. As the Serpent spreads fear, Earth's heroes are overwhelmed, both physically and mentally, by the sheer devastation. Entire cities fall, Asgardians flee, and even some of Marvel's strongest heroes succumb to fear and destruction. Deep beneath the ocean, the Serpent awakens and begins whispering fear into the hearts of mortals, amplifying paranoia and hysteria across the world. Odin panics and orders all Asgardians to abandon Earth, believing that humanity is doomed. Thor refuses to leave and chooses to fight. Those 7 mystical hammers that fell to Earth chose powerful warriors as hosts, transforming them into the Warti. Among them are the Thing, Angrer, the Breaker of Souls, Hulk, Null, the Breaker of Worlds, Juggernaut, Kurt, the Breaker of Stone, Titania, Skirn, the Breaker of Men, Absorbing Man, Grey Thought, the Breaker of Wills, Grey Gargoyle, Mok, the Breaker of Fate, and Nerkot, the Breaker of Oceans. These corrupted warriors wreak havoc across the world, causing mass destruction, turning cities to rubble, and spreading uncontrollable fear. The Warti attack Washington DC, reducing the capital to ruins. Captain America and the Avengers fight to defend it, but they are overwhelmed, while Cap watching the White House fall, symbolizing the utter failure of the world's greatest heroes. Before the final battle, Bucky Barnes, who had taken up the mantle of Captain America, is killed by Sin, the Serpent's daughter. His death devastates the Avengers, and Steve Rogers is forced to reclaim the shield, to lead Earth's last stand. With all hope lost, Iron Man travels to Asgard and forges Euro weapons, the same metal as Mjolnir, to empower the remaining heroes for the final showdown. And this leads to a battle of gods versus mortals as Earth's heroes fight against the Warti. And despite being weakened and outmatched, Thor confronts the Serpent in a battle of divine proportions. He slays the Serpent, but at the cost of his own life. Thor dies in the arms of Odin, fulfilling a prophecy that a son of Odin must fall. However, even in that, the serpent's influence lingers, leaving scars across the world. With Bucky dead, Steve takes back the shield, leading into Avengers Assemble and Captain America and the Winter Soldier, and this event sets the stage for Thor's resurrection, and later the rise of Jane Foster as Thor. The 7 corrupted warriors leave scars on the world, leading to the Fearless miniseries, and Odin becomes more paranoid, cutting Asgard off from Earth, which fuels later conflicts in Thor: God of Thunder. Original Sin, written by Jason Aaron, with art by Mike Deodato, it's one of Marvel's most mystery-driven and psychologically intense crossover events. Unlike traditional events centered around cosmic threats or all-out war, Original Sin is a murder mystery that delves into deeply buried secrets of the Marvel Universe. The story begins with the murder of Uatu the Watcher. Uatu, who has watched over Earth's heroes for centuries, is found dead on the moon, and his eyes are missing. Since the Watcher was known to observe everything, his murder suggests that someone wanted to steal his knowledge, uncovering secrets that were never meant to be revealed. Nick Fury, the man who's always known more than he lets on, takes charge of the investigation, enlisting some of Marvel's greatest minds, including Captain America, Thor, Black Panther, and Doctor Strange. But as the investigation unfolds, the heroes begin to uncover horrific truths about their past, truths that will change their lives forever. So the Avengers and their allies investigate Uatu's murder, questioning who would have the power and motivation to kill a being as omniscient as the Watcher. The missing eyes of Uatu become a key clue, as they are believed to hold everything he has ever seen, including secrets that could destroy heroes and villains alike. As the heroes search for answers, the stolen eye of the Watcher is unleashed, revealing hidden truths to various characters. Thor learns he has a long-lost sister, Angela from Spawn Comics, newly integrated into Marvel. Iron Man is revealed to have played a role in the creation of the Hulk, a revelation that enrages Bruce Banner. Spider-Man learns about a secret that changes his understanding of his past. Doctor Strange and the Punisher discover their past sins and the consequences of their actions, and Captain America remembers that the Illuminati erased his memory during the events of New Avengers. As the investigation deepens, the heroes discover that Nick Fury has been leading a secret life as the Man on the Wall, a covert intergalactic assassin tasked with killing cosmic threats before they reach Earth. Fury reveals that he has secretly assassinated aliens, gods, and monsters for decades, operating in the shadows to protect humanity. His methods are ruthless, leading to a moral dilemma. Was he a necessary evil, or a murderer operating without accountability? In the final confrontation, it is revealed that Nick Fury himself killed Uatu, believing that the Watcher had seen too much. Fury took one of Uatu's eyes, hoping to absorb its knowledge, but ultimately faced the consequences of his actions. In a tragic twist, Fury is defeated and abandoned by the heroes he once called allies, ultimately taking Uatu's place as the new Unseen, cursed to watch over the universe for eternity. So Fury is no longer the man in charge. He is now a cosmic outcast, no longer trusted by his former allies. Original Sin stands out as a noir-style whodunit rather than a typical battle-focused crossover, and the story's dark, moody visuals and deep themes create an unforgettable tone that focuses on secrets, guilt, and paranoia, making it more personal and impactful than many past Marvel crossovers.